Good morning, Jefferson. Your mission today is to tackle a writing problem that my students have struggled with for 16 years. The solution is very simple, so do me a favor. Open your mind, use the force, and follow. What I want to get rid of in our writing is using the same words over and over and over and over. Today, we'll look at one student-written project. This is a rough draft by one of my groups. You've always played games on your iPod or Android, but have you ever thought about this? Ever thought about using your glasses? What? Yes, the smart developers at Google, they have begun a project called Google Glass. If we know Google is doing the product, you don't need to tell us that the people at Google are making Google Glass. How do you fix that? Scroll down. Here's what I've come up with. Yes, the smart developers at Google, they have begun a project called Google Glass. Actually, if I wanted to be a real English teacher, I'd say, comma, but that's good. What did I change it to? Those smart developers at what seems like the biggest computer company in the world are working on a project called Google Glass. I thought of Google. What did I think of? They're huge. So I added a little conversational bit to it right here. Maybe kind of wacky in your English class, but in media where you're talking to the camera, it makes it more conversational, and you don't use Google twice. You don't need to tell us that Google is making Google Glass, because the name of the company is in the product. In this little bitty bit, it looks like two sentences. We have the word game 3 times. We have the word glass twice. Here's what the students have written. Game developers have been asked to create games for the glass and only for the glass, as if it was an OS or operating system like the iPod or Android. Games range from sports to shooters and also workout games like Wii Fit with the command voice and some Pong. So in 2 sentences, yeah, we have 4 games and 2 glasses. Here's my edit. Maybe weird to read. I've shown you how I've crossed a lot of the stuff out. You've said the word game probably 3 or 4 times now. You don't need to tell us they're game developers. We know your topic. So get rid of the word game. You don't need it. Developers, now check out this next bit, have been asked to create is 5 words. So I changed it to developers are creating. So I've taken these 5 words and I've replaced them with 2. Developers are creating games for the glass and only for the glass is what the students wrote, but I changed it to this. Developers are creating games for this one system by itself. Because what is it? It's a system. So we don't need to say it's the glass and only the glass as if it were an OS. Instead of such as, I changed it to like. I'm changing 2 words into one. Like iPod or Android. Notice they didn't capitalize Android. It's a proper noun. So capitalize it. But the big thing with repeating the same words over and over again, do not ask yourself what's another word for game. You will never succeed if you do that. Rephrase your sentences. You don't need to say game developers because you've already said game 5 times. So get rid of the word wherever you can live without it and think for other ways to say the same thing. You're going to create games for the glass and only for the glass. Developers are creating games for what? For this one system by itself. The word game isn't there anywhere. I didn't ask myself, what's another word for glass? What's another word for glass? I asked myself, what is it? It's a system. Don't repeat words within 4 sentences of themselves. You can think of other ways to say it if you slow your brain down and stop saying, what's another word for my word? And start saying, how can I phrase it totally differently? Thanks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.